All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to try to do something that honestly just breaks the human brain, translating the mathematically unfathomable wealth of billionaires into highly relatable, everyday financial moments. Because, when we hear the word billion, it's truly just a word. It just kind of floats in the air. Our minds genuinely struggle to comprehend the sheer staggering scale of a number with that many zeros. We literally aren't wired for it. So, instead of talking about net worth in the abstract, or trying to picture bar charts that stretch infinitely out of view, we are going to map this extreme wealth directly onto your daily life.
So, what does a $5 coffee genuinely feel like to a billionaire? It's a super fun question, right? We're going to explore exactly how ordinary, completely mundane purchases scale up when you have the net worth of someone like Elon Musk. We're taking the financial feelings you know intimately, like the slight sting of feeding a parking meter, the warm treat of a morning latte, or the sudden thrill of finding cash in your pocket, and multiplying them to match the reality of the ultra-wealthy.
Part 1. Setting the baseline with a normal income.
To actually make this math work and mean something to us, we first need to establish a very normal, everyday financial reality as our anchor. So we're going to base all of our comparisons today on an everyday earner making a salary of $45,000 a year. This represents a standard, relatable middle-class income. Every single comparison we make from here on out asks a simple, clarifying mathematical question. If a person making 45 grand feels a certain way about spending a specific amount, what is the exact mathematical equivalent for Elon Musk?
Part 2. Pennies and Rolls-Royces, or parking meter math.
Okay. Picture a tiny microtransaction that you literally wouldn't even think twice about. You know the sensory familiarity of digging into your center console, pulling out a simple quarter, just 25 cents, and dropping it into a cold metal parking meter. It's totally a throwaway amount for our $45,000 earner, right? It barely registers on your mental balance sheet. Now let's swing that pendulum. What does that exact same financial impact, that brief, fleeting feeling of parting with a mere quarter, look like for Elon Musk?
Buying 2 Rolls-Royces? Yeah, you heard me. The sheer absurdity of the answer is staggering. Dropping that 25-cent quarter into a meter has the exact same mathematical impact on Elon's net worth as him going out and buying 2 luxury Rolls-Royces. Just let that sink in for a second. The emotional and financial friction you feel tossing a coin away so you don't get a parking ticket, that is exactly what he would feel buying 2 of the most opulent, technologically advanced, and wildly expensive vehicles on the entire planet.
Part 3. Coffee versus franchises. Mapping out the daily habit.
So we've looked at literal pocket change, but what about a slightly more expensive daily habit? Think about the routine act of treating yourself to a $5 coffee. For our $45,000 earner, this is a really common, very human small luxury. It definitely isn't breaking the bank by any stretch, but it is $5 you are consciously deciding to part with for a little daily joy, a brief moment of comfort on your commute.
Well, for Elon Musk to experience that exact same $5 latte feeling, that minor, casual dip into his finances, he wouldn't just be buying a fancy coffee. It equates to purchasing 9 entire Starbucks franchises. And no, not 9 coffees. 9 fully operational, real estate-occupying, fully staffed franchise locations. That is his version of tapping a credit card for a morning pick-me-up.
Part 4. Finding millions in unexpected windfalls.
Now we're shifting gears from spending money to an unexpected windfall. We all know that sudden thrill of reaching into a winter jacket you haven't worn in months and finding a crisp $20 bill you totally forgot about. It's the best feeling. It absolutely makes your day. It's a nice, surprise little bonus for our baseline earner that puts an immediate smile on your face.
But for Elon Musk to experience that exact same minor thrill of finding forgotten pocket money, he would have to stumble upon $54 million. Seriously, just imagine walking down the street, looking down, and finding $54 million sitting on the sidewalk. That completely life-altering, generational wealth-creating sum of money provides the exact same proportional bump to his net worth as you finding a $20 bill in your laundry.
Part 5. The Wishing Well House. Tackling life's biggest expenses.
Let's scale this up one final time to a massive, life-changing financial milestone. Imagine the gravity, the sheer stress, and the ultimate triumph of saving up for years and finally buying a $350,000 house. For our everyday earner, this is arguably the biggest, heaviest purchase of their entire life. We're talking decades of debt, immense financial commitment, and a profound life anchor.
Proportionately,
taking on the monumental burden of a $350,000 house has the exact same impact on Elon Musk's wealth as throwing a mere 13 cents into a wishing well. 13 cents. That is the true weight of a 30-year mortgage to a billionaire of his magnitude. A literal rounding error.
Part 6. The Power of Obsession and Our Real Takeaway.
This really illustrates the entire scale-up beautifully. A 25-cent parking meter next to 2 Rolls-Royces, a $5 coffee right next to 9 Starbucks franchises, a found $20 bill next to $54 million, and a whole $350,000 house reduced to just 13 cents. It proves how completely unfathomable a billionaire's financial reality truly is. It's not just a little more money, guys. It is an entirely different mathematical dimension.
Which brings us to the core takeaway from our source material. The gap between these two worlds is absolutely staggering, and its explainer leaves us with a really provocative thought. It, quote, just shows you're one obsession away from a different, end quote, reality. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of singular, unyielding obsession does it actually take to build a financial reality where buying a whole house feels exactly the same as casually tossing 13 cents away? Thanks for hanging out for this explainer today. I really hope it completely reframed how you look at the numbers.